Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's Econ Faraj over here. This is going to be a different type of video. This is going to be kind of before you start that business, right? The kind of mentality you need to have, how to not be a bum in 2025. Because what a lot of people tend to cope, right? When they're starting their business, maybe they fail a couple businesses. It's not the business model. Every business model makes money. What you're going to have to do is do some self-evaluation and be like, hey, I don't have the necessary skills, the necessary discipline, the mindset. I don't have any of that, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is what it takes to actually make money online in 2025. Because a lot of people, right, will make it seem easy online to get you in the door, right? A lot of people make it easy, but they're not going to tell you that everyone that has been, like 95% of people that have actually been successful with this, no edits, but literally 95% of the people that have been successful with business, they have been disciplined. Their belief system is insane. And let me just tell you guys who I am, right? My name is Econ Faraj. I've done multi-six figures reselling name brand stuff on Amazon. I've also taught 100 people how to start and scale their businesses, right? Some of my best students are hitting 20, 30, 40K months, right? So I know a thing or two about, when somebody's going to crush it and when someone's, it's a little iffy. Like he has to kind of prove me wrong, right? And I'll tell you some of the characteristics that they have that I've implemented when I first started, and it's made me hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit, right? And this year is going to be insane, right? But the number one thing I have to speak to you guys about, I'm going to speak to you guys like I would be speaking to my little brother that maybe he has some bum allegations, he's a little lazy, he likes chasing dopamine, TikTok. I'm literally going to speak to you guys like I'm talking to my little brother. The number one thing I would tell you to implement right now, it doesn't matter how old you are, is having an insane belief system, right? You have to believe in yourself, right? None of this matters if you don't believe in yourself. If you don't believe that you can make 10 or 20, 30, whatever much money you want to make online, if you don't believe in it, then it's never going to happen. And you guys obviously know that, right? But that's 50%, right? That's 50% of the whole journey, right? If you're watching this video right now, if you're in the Amazon, if you're in the online making money niche, if you believe that, there's people my age, 18, 19, 20, 21, however much, even if you're older, you're looking at some people younger than you, working less than you, right? But they're doing higher leverage tasks and they're making more money than you. And you're watching this video and you're wondering, how did they do this, right? The number one thing is a belief system. If you have a strong belief system, then you'll be ahead of 90% of the people. So what's a belief system, right? Just believing that if you stay disciplined and if you stay consistent for 6 months to a year, you could get a big chunk of what you're striving for, right? If you put the necessary inputs in every single day, you're growth oriented, just putting in inputs every single day, it's kind of impossible not to get a big chunk of your journey, big chunk of whatever you want, right? So the number one thing I would say, belief system, right? Believe in yourself. Can you believe that the vessel that you're in right now, can he make 10K a month in the next 6 months? Can he, right? If you don't believe if you don't believe in yourself, that's the issue, right? You have to, what I would recommend you do is literally, where's my journal at? Literally have a journal. Write down your goals, right? Write down what you have. Okay, I'm gonna start this account. I'm gonna learn how to run ads. Whatever you need, right? I'm learning how to run ads. I'm learning how to do this. And then when you're willing to do that, I'm gonna have my dream car. You have to manifest this stuff. I'm gonna have my dream car. And be specific. Envision who you want to be. And it's literally, then life just turns into a game. Then it's just you're adding badges, you're adding characters, right? You're adding more points to your character until you become that person, right? And the first you have to believe that person that you're striving to become, that it's possible to become that person, right? And then life just turns into a game. Then you're waking up every day and you're just focused, how can I get better? What can I do? And then you start becoming obsessed, and then it's just easy. Then and then the growth, and then that little snowball effect, and then it just becomes so exciting, right? But none of that happens if you just don't believe in yourself, right? And it sounds so simple. But it'll take you the farthest, right? And that's why if you already believe in yourself, you already believe that people are making money online and they're no different than me and I can do what they're doing. It's just knowledge issue. I don't know what they know and I haven't had enough time in the game. Like, I'll give you, for example, right? These people making 100K a month, 200K a month, they're not better than me, right? They're human just as me. They've just been in the game longer, and that's going to be me in the future. That's going to be me. It's just a matter of time. If I keep showing up, if I keep outworking the competition, if I keep putting inputs in, if I keep focused on providing value, both of my companies will bring in 6 figures in profit every month. You have to believe in it first. If you can't say that with conviction, right? How is anybody supposed to take you seriously, right? So I would 100% say that's number one, right? That's number one. Believe in yourself, right? The next thing is just your circle. What are you consuming on a day-to-day basis? Who are you hanging around, right? It's way better to have no company than some bad company. If you're around 4 or 5 bums, you're going to be the 6th bum. The worst thing you could do, coming off the belief system part, the worst thing you could do is, let's just say you have an insane idea. Hey, bro, let's start up this business. I seen it. Let's do it. And all your friends, that shit's not going to work. It's saturated. Bro, leave them. Cut them off ASAP, right? If your friends aren't as ambitious as you, if they're not excited, if they're not hungry, you have to find a way to get into circles of hungry people that make you better, right? That's why posting online, doing stuff like this is super important. You have to sneak into the lore. You have to find a way to sneak in, post videos, literally get into communities. For me, it was the Amazon community. I was just posting my progress, tagging people, following people. And what that created was a sense of community. Now I was in there, right? But I was an underdog. I was like, okay. And I had a list. I was like, okay, I see all these people. I'm going to do more in sales than this guy. I'm going to and then it's competition, right? And that brings me to the third part, competition. You have to have a mentality. Competition mentality, same thing. You have to have the mentality. You have to be a narcissist. If you really want to be the 1%, 2%, you have to think that I am the best guy in this space. I just haven't had enough time in here and I haven't been in the space long enough, right? If you have the mentality that these guys just been in the game longer, right? They're human just like me. All these people that you're seeing buying their dream cars, I'm just a year and a half away from them because they started earlier than me. It doesn't matter because when I catch up to them, I'm going to catch up to them and I'm going to pass them, right? And then just working every single day, right? Having a sense of competition, because what you're going to realize is that all these people, the people that are crushing it right now, it doesn't matter if you like them or you don't like them. One thing that you have to admit about them is that they work their asses off. None of this stuff is by accident. And that's what I realized. Let me show you guys a story. When I went to my first networking, it was like ASD. I went to Vegas. Like this is when I was doing like 10K a month in sales, right? It was like, I don't know, like last year ago. And one thing I realized was all these guys had the same mentality. First of all, there was no such thing as a bad idea. They had the most ambitious ideas. And when they were saying it, everyone was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Why not? Like no one batted an eye. And I was just thinking, if I was with my like high school friends, they would just be like, what is this guy talking about? Like put the fries in the bag. Like what? So I was just thinking the different mentality, the different circle. And then after, just how ambitious, how disciplined, how consistent they were, the conversations that they were having. Every conversation was a productive conversation, whether it was fitness, whether it was crypto, every conversation was productive. Every conversation was, how can I go up, right? And then I pair that with when back home, right? And I'm like, the conversation, we're talking about NBA. We're talking about who's better, Shea or Ant. We're talking about Michael Jordan or LeBron James. I don't care. I'm broke. I don't care about that. I genuinely don't care, right? Like there's a time for that. But like I don't care, right? We're talking about girls, it's just some bullshit that just doesn't matter. We're talking about other people. I don't care about these other people, right? So once I fully understood that, then I was like, damn, like that switched everything. If I didn't go on that trip to Vegas March, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I genuinely believe that because you don't understand because you're in your small town. You don't have a good group of people. You don't know what it's like. You don't know how they think. I felt so ashamed because I was like the worst out of all of them. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me because I understood. Next thing I want to talk about. Next thing I want to talk about. Next thing I want to talk about is shit. I'm glitching. We're good. Next thing I kind of want to talk about was it's same thing as this. It was just understanding that the vessel who you are right now is not good enough to be making. You're not your 10K month version of yourself. Your habits, your discipline, right? The stuff you do every single day, it's not good enough to be making 10, 20, 30K a month. It's not the best version of yourself. So the next thing I would recommend is just really just focusing on bettering yourself in literally every aspect of life, right? The worst thing you could do is be making 100K a month and just be fat as shit. Like nobody cares, bro. You're fat as shit, right? So making sure literally, making sure spiritually, mentally, physically, literally everything, you're growing in every aspect. And then it's just the confidence, the self-confidence, and self-confidence. You genuinely feel like you can do anything. That's how I'm feeling right now. Like I've been showing up every single day for my business for the past year and a half, maybe a couple days I missed, but just having that confidence, seeing the results. I always had an insane belief. I always knew what was possible, and I put in inputs, I stayed consistent, I put in inputs even when I didn't see results, and I've gotten this success. With this vessel right now, and I went through so much pain, so much of those days where it's just like I didn't get anything done, or I wasn't motivated, but I still showed up and I still put the inputs in. And now it's like just the person I am right now, I genuinely believe that if any business model you put in front of me, anything you put in front of me, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to win. It doesn't matter what you put in front of me, because I understand that all it takes, it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be hard at the start. And I'm willing to put a year to 2 years of my life to do this. And without seeing results, because anybody could be consistent when they're seeing results, it's just it's just going up. What type of person are you when things aren't going well? That's what I tell my students all the time. I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear it. You're excited right now. Obviously, it's week 1. Let's talk to you week 8, right? When stuff goes on in your personal life, let's see what happens. Let's see what type of energy you're bringing. That's who I want to see. That's how I'm going to figure out about you, right? So having that vessel, really just putting in inputs in every single day, right? So 4 things I talked about right now was really having a self-belief, right? Believing in yourself, believing that you could do literally anything, right? Number 2, having a competitive mindset. It's all mindset, right? But yeah. One thing they don't tell you is how competitive this stuff is, right? You're taking away money from someone else, right? There's 1,000, 2 to 3, 4, there's hundreds of thousands of people trying to make money online in 2025. What is going to separate you? What are you going to do differently? For me, I literally said I was going to outwork every single one of them. And then I was going to show up more than them. I was going to outwork them. I was going to be more consistent than them. I'm going to innovate more than them. I'm going to do everything more than them. Literally. I write that down every single day in the morning, right? And it's work, right? But the levels, as you get higher, the people that you're going against, they're just gonna be just like you, right? Getting to 10K a month is easy, right? Because you're going against the other population. You're going against Joe, or you're going against fucking Jake from Signu, or you're going against, I don't even know. You're just going against bums with with crazy limiting belief that think every opportunity is a scam and online making money is just not real, right? That's your competition right there. That's easy. Getting to your first 10K a month, if you can't do that, right? And you implement what I just said in the past 15 minutes, if you can't implement that, then it's a skill issue, right? It's a skill issue. Once you go higher, it's gonna get harder every single time, right? And every single time you're gonna have to get uncomfortable, right? And if you're not comfortable with getting uncomfortable, then it's going to be an issue, because understanding that it's just a feeling, and understanding that once you understand that, okay, it's hard right now because I'm growing, right? If it was easy, then everyone would be able to do it, right? I want to be traveling the world, having that financial freedom, doing whatever I want to do whenever. I don't want to have a boss. I don't want to have nobody tell me what to do. And the people who will have bosses, the people who aren't willing to the people that aren't willing to get uncomfortable, right? The people who, when you're getting uncomfortable, be like, XX is not willing to do this. That's why I'm gonna go even harder, right? And then in another thing, I'm gonna finish off with this. This is one of the most important. This has helped me get over that hump, get over that hump. This has helped me scale to a lot of money, right? This concept was really just becoming input driven. Focus on the inputs, right? It's easy to put in inputs when you're getting outputs. It's really easy to show up every single day and go to the gym when you're seeing bicep bands, everything, the results are coming in, you're getting the compliments. It's really not easy to put in the inputs when you're not seeing results. But you have that belief that in 6 months to a year, this is all going to be worth it. Having that belief in there, it's easy to believe when everything's going right. It's hard to believe when the self-doubt comes in. A couple of days, you don't really make money. Business is slow, right? That's where you have to tap back into your belief system. Hey, I'm doing this. You have to do your affirmations every single morning, right? I believe in myself. I believe in the inputs that I put in every single day. Doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to be successful, and it's just a matter of time, right? So, becoming input driven. If you're able to put in inputs in every single day if you're able to put in inputs without seeing results, if you're able to put in inputs in every single day without seeing results for 6 months, 12 months, a year, you will be fine off. I'm telling you, you will be successful. It's just a matter of time, right? It's literally a matter of time because 95% of the population just isn't willing to do that. They don't have the patience. They don't have the discipline. They don't have the belief system. So if you're able to put those characteristics that I just spoke about, implement it into your life, right? Focus on growth, getting better. In a year, your life will change, right? The sky is the limit. Like I don't see with me. I don't see. Like I have so much belief in. You could call it cockiness. I don't care. I have so much belief. I'm insanely confident in the future, not just because I'm delusional, but because I show up every single day and I put in the inputs and I don't miss a day. That's where you should get your confidence from the inputs, undeniable proof of what you do every single day. That's where you should get your confidence from. But without further ado, I'm gonna get you subscribe, like, and let me know some comments. If this video has helped you, drop a comment. Guys, really just try this. I swear to God, if you're a bum or you're making less than 10K a month, or even if you're making 30, 40, try this out. I promise you, you're going to be in a better situation than you were in before. See ya.